The day of the highly anticipated Student Council General Meeting had finally arrived, and the atmosphere in the room was electric with anticipation. Alya, the soft-spoken Student Council treasurer, found herself in the unexpected position of opposing her classmate Sayaka Taniyama, who was proposing the introduction of a teacher review process for joining the Student Council. As the meeting commenced, Taniyama took center stage, her confidence and eloquence captivating the audience. She argued passionately. The current system allowed any student to become a council executive, even those with poor academic performance and questionable character. Taniyama believed that by implementing a teacher review, they could ensure that only the most qualified and capable students would join the student council, thereby elevating its authority and dignity. Alya, Taniyama's opponent, then rose to rebut the proposition. In her typically calm and thoughtful manner, she pointed out that the president and vice president's right to appoint council members was a crucial aspect of student self-governance. Alya reasoned that the proposed teacher review would undermine the power of the elected student leadership, disrupting the very foundation of the student council. The back and forth between the two sides was intense, but the exchange remained civil and respectful. Taniyama handled the questioning from the audience with remarkable poise, while Alya articulated her points with a quiet resolve. It was clear that both girls were deeply passionate about their respective stances, and the tension in the room was palpable. Throughout the debate, Alya's partner, Masachika Kuze, watched on supportively. Kuze and Alya had formed an unexpected alliance for the election, much to the surprise of their classmates, including Taniyama. Alya seemed a bit nervous, but Kuze reassured her, reminding the young treasurer that her true opponent was the idealized version of herself, not Taniyama. When the time came for the final arguments, Kuze unexpectedly took over for the exhausted Alya. He pointed out that the current student council president, Kenzaki, had once been an unremarkable, subpar student who had worked hard to transform himself. Kuze argued that the open system that had allowed Kenzaki's remarkable transformation should be preserved, as it provided opportunities for students to grow and excel. Taniyama's partner, Nonoa Miyamai, conceded defeat, acknowledging that further discussion was unnecessary. With that, the motion was rejected, and the general meeting drew to a close. In the aftermath of the tense proceedings, a distraught Alya broke down in tears, feeling betrayed by Kuze's decision to team up with her instead of Taniyama's group. Kuze and his new running mate, Alisa Kujou, rushed to comfort the distressed girl, reassuring her that she had performed admirably. Alya apologized for her outburst, admitting that her feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy had momentarily gotten the better of her. Observing the scene, Taniyama reflected on how she had once admired the strong bond between Kuze and his former partner, Yuki Suo. Seeing Kuze and Alisa now, Taniyama couldn't help but feel a twinge of envy, realizing that she had given up competing against them. However, she resolved to make Alya understand that Kuze had not made a mistake in choosing her as his running mate.
Hey there, fellow. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I wanted to take a quick moment to ask you what you think of this video so far. If you're liking it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, now's the perfect time to do it. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date on all my latest videos and updates, and you'll get to see even more awesome content. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
As Kuze and Alisa walked home together, the latter couldn't help but ask Kuze why he had decided to team up with her instead of Yuki. Kuze explained that while he had previously led the student council with Yuki out of a sense of obligation, this time, he had chosen to run with Alisa of his own free will, as he truly wanted to work hard alongside her. Alisa was deeply touched by Kuze's words, but when she pressed him for a more specific reason, Kuze simply said, "Because it's you." Flustered, Alisa chose not to pursue the matter further, and the two headed home as the sun began to set. The events of the general meeting had been a significant test for Alya, who had long struggled with feelings of inadequacy and the fear of rejection. However, Kuze's unwavering support and belief in her had given Alya the strength to stand up to Taniyama's proposal. Though the outcome may not have been what Alya had hoped for, she had proven her worth as a member of the student council. As for Taniyama, her defeat had shaken her confidence, but it had also made her more determined to prove herself. She saw Alya and Kuzei's partnership as a challenge, and she vowed to make Alya acknowledge Kuzei had made the right choice in running with her instead of Taniyama's group. The general meeting had been a pivotal moment in the ongoing student council election, and the ripples of its consequences would be felt for some time to come. The paths of these young leaders had intertwined in unexpected ways, and the future held no shortage of twists and turns as they continued their pursuit of their respective goals. Alya's tears had dried, and a newfound resolve burned in her eye. Kuzei's faith in her had reignited her determination, and she knew that she had to prove herself worthy of his trust. Taniyama, on the other hand, had been humbled by her defeat. Her competitive spirit remained unbroken. She was more determined than ever to make Alya and Kuzei's partnership work, and to show them that she was a force to be reckoned with. As the sun set on the eventful day, the stage was set for the next chapter in the student council election saga. The bonds between these students had been tested, and new alliances had been forged. The road ahead was uncertain. One thing was clear: battle for the student council presidency, Sarah from Ingvar. Alya couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions as she replayed the events of the day in her mind. On one hand, she was grateful for Kuzei's unwavering support and the way he had stepped in to defend her when she faltered. But on the other hand, she couldn't shake the lingering doubts and insecurities that had haunted her for so long. Taniyama's defeat had only served to reinforce Alya's belief that she was not good enough, that she didn't deserve Kuzei's trust. Yet as she thought about Kuzei's words, a glimmer of hope began to take root in her heart. He had chosen her, not Yuki, and he had done so of his own free will. This realization slowly began to erode the walls of self-doubt that Alya had built around herself. Perhaps, just maybe, she was worthy of Kuzei's belief in her. Taniyama, too, was grappling with the aftermath of the general meeting. Her loss had shaken her confidence, but it had also ignited a fire within her. She had always admired Kuzei and Yuki's partnership, and seeing him now with Alisa had stung, but Taniyama refused to give up. She was determined to prove to Alya and to herself she was a worthy opponent, one who could stand toe-to-toe with the duo and come out on top. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the two girls knew that the road ahead would be challenging. They were more resolute than ever. Student council election was far from over, and the battle lines had been drawn. Whatever the future held, one thing was certain: these young leaders were about to embark on a journey that would test their mettle, their relationships, and their very beliefs.